So, there I was, doing my Archimedia for the week, trying to mess around with my build, figure out how to not go broke on Forma and potatoes again this week, when I ran out of energy. So, I opened the gear wheel to use my squad energy, when I saw it, the humble Arc Gun Deployer. This weapon absolutely shreds through everything. It's the most metal weapon possible. You're going to be carrying your whole team through the Archimedia. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so if you couldn't tell, that was a joke. Not the most amazing weapon ever, but it will be consistently in your loadout every week. And it's good enough to kill all these enemies relatively easily. So you can be pretty useful to the team, which, let's be honest, is a big step up for us. So now let's actually talk about how you're going to get this done. First, we'll just do the easy part, the Warframe build. You can get away with pretty much anything here. I just put a bunch of bust stuff on to be survivable and corrosive projection. Now, corrosive projection is a bit of an interchangeable thing. You could put on power donation, which would actually help with something I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. Now, as for arcanes, they're nice if you have them, not super necessary. I went with Multi-Efficiency and Arcane Avenger. Avenger's good for the gun, and Multi-Efficiency is good for duration. And I got a weapon platform Warframe this week, so it's just nice to not have to recast her fourth ability all the time. Speaking of abilities, if you feel like you're running out of ammo with the Mausolon, you can run Dispensary from Protea as a helmet ability if you have it. It's good, but I didn't find myself running out of ammo, so this is kind of just an extra thing I'm going to say real quick. Not like anything crazy. Next, we're going to actually talk about the Mausolon itself. As you can see, my build isn't even that good. I've got a half-leveled primed Rubido lined barrel on, and I don't even have primed dual rounds, so pretty crazy how easily I made it through that mission. I also only have a 4 out of 5 primary crux. We're using secondary deadhead, because on the precision headshot kills, the damage and the... I thought this gave attack speed. Where's that attack speed coming from? This is the status chance. The ammo efficiency on this is actually really good as well. It's probably why I don't run out of ammo, which removes the need, kinda, to use the Protea. If your team's kind of bad, you might need the Dispensary, but if you're having to leave and then find a new team, you're probably going to get a good one if you're doing Elite at some point in there. So you should be fine. You'll just be like a, you know... In some of those clips, I opened my tab menu, and I had like 40 to 80% of the damage on most of those missions. For leveling up the Mausolon, there's not a ton of options. You can do Railjack for the infinite affinity range. Pretty good. I didn't do it much, because Railjack... Yeah. Anyways, the Salacia mission node, you can usually find people in here, but, you know, if you have most of the Mausolon build, you'll be able to do this yourself. Pretty easy, quick. If you get an affinity blessing from a place, it's a place. If you get an affinity blessing from the relays, strata relay, something like that, from a Measure 30 Plushkin player, then it can speed it up quite a bit. And then, obviously, any other affinity blessings. Honestly, if you have the plat to spare, and you're maybe doing some other affinity stuff, getting an affinity blessing for here, it's kind of worth it. Leveling up arc weapons sucks a lot. I'll touch a little more on this stuff, just catalyzing shields for shield gating if you get a Warframe and not too bad of debuffs where you can actually use abilities. Pretty good. Rolling guard, obviously. And then these I kind of just threw on because I had the space. Just armor and health, you know. Don't want to make the shields too big. because it actually increases decreases the amount of time you get the shield gate for, because when you're casting abilities to re-up, you know, actually, you need one of your teammates to be running, if you're going to do this, you need brief respite on, obviously. I kind of forgot about that, so I was making it through that without even actually shield gating, because I'm a genius, obviously. But yeah, if you're going to run catalyzing shields, you can run brief respite with it, or any other ways to re-up your shield right after it breaks. That's how shield gating works, I'm sure you know that. For this next part, you're going to need Dante if you want to do this. It is worth it. If you have him, just do this. It's not a big deal at all. You'll probably already have these. If you don't, Google how to get them, because I spelled Spectre wrong. So the Force Spectre, Phase Spectre, and Cosmic Spectre, and yeah, you can do Vapor if you want. He will cast his Overguard ability for you. So you just make it Dante, apply it, or you can preserve it if you already have it as Dante, which then I don't know why you're listening to me talk about this. Just skip ahead in the video, man. I mean, I need watch time, so if you're watching this anyways, thank you. You might remember I said you can run power donation. Honestly, it really depends on what's here. If you've already formed the Warframe once, you can swap the polarity of this. Like, if you have this here, you can just swap them. But I don't even have Forma on Gyre, and I made it through my Elite Archimedia this week, and I did the most damage, so, you know, boom. But yeah, you can swap them if you already have it formed. So you can run power donation for... This gives your squad mates 30% ability strength, but it also gives your Spectres the ability strength, so that'll make your Dante Spectre give you more Overguard. You can run corrosive projection like I did. Just helps you get a bit more damage out. Honestly, I'd run one of these two. Brief Respite or Power Donation. It's just good. If you can. If you can't slot, like, some of these without slotting, like, what's supposed to be here, like the symbol, then, you know, don't worry about it. You can really get away with anything with this build, which is kind of the whole point. You don't have to have much to make this work. As for Archon Shards, I didn't really run anything. I mean, I literally ran nothing. But, you could run, like, more energy, more armor. There's not much that would really buff the Muzzleon that I'm seeing. But hey, you know, if there is, let me know in the comments. Because, you know, I just kind of came up with this and it worked really well. And I was like, you know, it would be really nice if my teammates were running this too, because then they would be more useful. Be more useful. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty much the build. I'm just going to leave in some gameplay here so you can see how well it works. And so I can hit, like, you know, 15 minutes or whatever for monetization. Except I'm not partnering yet, so, you know, help me get partnered. Like, subscribe, comment even. If you want to join the clan, I'll leave my in-game name in the description. You can message me in game if I'm online. Good luck. Also, I stream on Twitch, usually like noon to 4 CST or like 6 to 9 CST. So catch me there. If you have any questions, ask them. And if I missed anything in this video, let me know in the comments. Also, how do you know I missed something? This is my build. Like, I don't know. Get out of my walls.